So let's go ahead and start the recording. All right, guys, welcome to Tribal Council. Gonna go ahead and say, I don't know why Daniel's in the waiting room. Gonna add him here. Guys, this is now the merge phase of the game. You guys have now entered the jury phase of the game, meaning a few things. First, if you are voted out, you will not be removed from the Discord. Later tonight, I will make a jury area and I will promote your role to jury. So you'll have some jury rooms there and you can stay there. Also, you guys are able to come into every single tribal for the rest of the game and you will be voting for a winner. So you'll be able to listen. If you're voted out, you can still come. You can still go on camera. You'll just have to mute. You won't be able to talk. But you can still come, react, and you will get a vote to decide the winner. Also, these tribal councils, exit interviews will not be posted, but these tribal councils will be posted onto YouTube. So the viewers will be able to watch these from now on as the season is going. They don't have to wait until the end. So that being said, tribal council has started. If you are messaging, that is considered a whisper. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into it. All right. So Lucas, you guys have merged, all one tribe. What was that like, the first initial moments finding out that after all the vote outs, you guys have now merged together?
I mean, I was annoyed. I liked my tribe. It was fun. So I kind of wish we stayed in tribes for a little bit longer. It was a good time. But I think the vibe around camp is very divided. And I think after the challenge, people went one way and everyone else went another. And I think the vote is going to emulate that for sure.
All right. Ryan, you were nodding a little bit as Lucas was speaking. Can you kind of tell me about this divide a little bit?
Yeah. I feel like in the beginning of the game, the sides were very fluid. And the further and further that we get in, the more divided that we become. And I mean, for me, I never personally wanted a divide. I feel like a divide creates a very boring season. And I think that if there's just two sides the entire time, then that's not entertaining. Like what?
I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. You said you didn't want to divide, but after you blindsided Kayla, you told me that you wanted to prove your trust and loyalty back to me and then haven't spoken to me since. So if you don't want to divide, why are you not trying to work or talk to the other side at all?
Communication goes both ways. I mean, like directly after, if I'm going to be fully transparent, directly after all of that happened, I started seeing you going into calls with a lot of people that have openly said that they wanted me out. I also heard from multiple people that you were out for quote unquote revenge and you wanted my head on a metaphorical platter. So I didn't feel the need to go out of my way to talk to you because I didn't want to just like be fake. Like I love you as a person, Lucas, and I still love the talks that we had like before all of this happened. And I hope that if we both make our way into the jury house, you and I could have some very funny conversations about what's going on in the game. But when it comes to this game, at that time, I did want to work with you and I did want to prove my trust to you. But after I have heard multiple things about you wanting to get me out, I feel like that's where I kind of draw the line. And I'm like, okay, then I'm not really going to be going in that direction. I guess I'm just going to do my own thing on the other side. So that's why I did it.
No, I totally understand that. I'm curious who's telling you those things because I thought I was saying things to people who I trusted. So I'm really curious who's saying those things. Can you elaborate?
Well, all that I'm going to say is maybe it's not as divided as a lot of people think that it is.
But you just said you didn't like how divided it was. So is it divided or is it not divided? I'm confused.
I'd say the majority of us are divided and there's a few stragglers that are going in between.
Okay.
But I do think that the big divide, the main theme of the season is how big of a divide there is. And I think that that's kind of boring. So I hope that after this vote, if I'm still here, maybe things could shake up and more things could happen. Maybe people that you wouldn't expect to come together would come together. And yeah.
Well, it's not really a divide when Thomas and his friends, Ryan and his friends, are controlling the whole game. It's fine. So, I just can't wait to sit here and just watch Ryan or Krista win. Because clearly it's not even a divide. It's just Ryan and
But it's
The
either
game.
Ryan and Krista on one side, and then there's Javen on the other with his 700 advantages. So it's like, what?
Oh,
what
but it looks like you're on the same train with me now, Ryan. So
I guess so. I guess so. So I mean, that's it. I would say that the people on my side are the people that are not
they're gonna give you
intimidated
the
by
win.
people that are not intimidated by 700 advantages being used against.
I'm not intimidated by anything, so I don't know what you're trying to imply there. Because I'm not intimidated by shit. So
I think that you are one of the only people that are not. I think that you went over for a reason. I think that you went over because of Kayla Coe, and that's respectable.
thank you.
Of course.
Okay, Javen, I'm gonna go back to you because you mentioned you went off mute to say something. You said Ryan and his friends, or Ryan and Krista and their friends. Can you kind of talk to me a little bit, walk me through who's on which side? Let's talk about everything as a whole. Who are the friends? Who's with you? Where is the division taking place? Because there's a lot of talk of division.
Well, I don't think it's a divide. I think people are definitely playing the middle. However, I think when it comes to Ryan and Krista, we have Ellie with them. We have Alex with them. We unfortunately have Corey with them. Oh, and then everyone else that was with them went home. So I think that's pretty much the side. And then I think the people that are quote unquote on my side are not even really on my side because they're talking to people from Ryan and Krista's side. So I mean, I feel like I'm just the only one with war paint under my eye. Like I've made it very clear that I'm coming for Ryan, Krista, and their friends, and I feel like other people are not having the same intentions as me.
I think that I have war paint under my eye as well, Javen.
Really?
I think that you and I both have made our targets clear. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And then it just, if someone from my side goes home, I just can't wait to watch everyone else on my side go home along tonight because clearly we're playing the game for certain people.
I also agree to that, if you don't mind me interrupting. I
Yeah,
feel
go for it.
we're also playing the game for you, Javen, in a sense, because you've had these pre-connections this entire time, and you have people, every single person that has went home pre-jury was a shot at you, quote unquote.
Absolutely.
So wouldn't these have been allies for you later in the game and people that had your back?
A friend group?
So wouldn't it be a friend group that makes sense to like target?
No, because I don't
The
talk
people
to
who
those
came into
people.
this game alone. You know
I
what
don't hide my friendships. So the people that went home are people that I don't really talk to outside of the game. I've spoken to them in the game. Unfortunately, you guys have talked before the game, and that's the difference between me and you guys.
And once you're
I
done,
talked to Krista before the game. On
Wait,
the
who's you guys? Who's you guys?
I talked to you,
I
Jay,
named it.
more before the game than I talked to Ellie, then Krista, then Ryan. So I don't know why we're gonna pretend like that's not
but that's a
we
that's
talk
a friend,
in the
that's a
kingdom.
that's
we
a
talk,
bond, not a friend
you know
group.
what I mean?
That's a bond, not a group.
But what
Yes,
would
you have a lot of bonds?
Because there's
Right?
no
Okay,
you. I feel like I've said multiple times this friend group isn't real and everybody knows that and nobody has piped up. So why is this now being brought into light again? Because originally the friend group was Ryan, Krista, Liz, and Julia. Okay, Liz and Julia are gone now. So it's just Ryan and Krista. So
No,
like-
it's not.
So now
It's not.
it's Alex,
We've been the two
Ellie,
common
Corey,
denominators this
It's not.
entire game, and we know
Six and
that.
I didn't even know that we existed until the game started. We were like, oh, you're alive?
I just think that it's funny because I feel like the longer that the game goes on, the more people get added to the friend group, which is very interesting. I'm very happy
Well,
that.
I mean, considering that, let me tell you something. It's so
Yeah.
We're
funny
making
because
more friends.
it's so divided, but my side wasn't on call in a 5-person room for 4 hours straight.
But you
We
found
didn't
out-
help
Looking
each
for the
other.
idol.
We didn't,
Yeah.
But we didn't help each other find the idol either.
We did,
So
though.
for
We
my
did,
side to be so close, you guys were so quick to go in a 5-person room for 4 hours straight and find an idol together,
Well-
which one of you guys have it now. So
Yeah, but didn't
I
you
mean-
say even yourself that it's Ryan, Krista,
Yeah.
Alex,
right,
Ellie,
Corey,
and
Ellie,
Corey.
like I
and,
haven't,
and
yeah,
that's
and
five.
that's the
And
same people that's
there's
been in the room.
11 people in the merge, Javen. So
And
if you
5
made
people
those
were in the
5
room
on
with
my
you.
side, don't you think that my side would be like, let's get the idol because we're in the minority? Don't
How
you
you're in the
think?
minority?
Don't
My
you
group is
think
not.
You
My
named
group is
5
not solid.
people. You have 6,
My group is
Javen.
not solid.
You have
Once you
6.
do that-
We have 5.
I don't have
Really
6.
quickly,
because
guys,
let me
You
tell you
named off
this.
6
I
people
don't have
on my
6.
side.
I don't
You
have
named off
6.
6
I don't have
people.
6. I don't have 6. I don't have 6 because unfortunately, people from my 6, there's people on your side. They're saying people from my 6 are not getting votes tonight. I have people saying from your side saying we're not voting Dustin. I have people from your side saying we're not voting Sean, well, y'all can't vote Sean,
We
or
can't
we're not
vote
voting
Sean.
certain people. So obviously my 6 is not as solid because there's some people from my side that's voting with y'all.
Personally speaking, though, Javen, I think you should be more worried about where you're getting your information of friend groups from. So this is a shout out. I don't know if we're being recorded right now to like Chloe, Noor, and then Erin when she wasn't on production.
Don't do her. Don't do her. Don't do her because she didn't come up with it. I came up with it. I came up with it.
And then
I came up with
and then you
it.
could
None
come.
of them came up with it. I came up with it.
Okay.
Nor didn't come up with it. Chloe
Okay.
didn't come up with it. Don't you dare say Erin's name because she didn't come up with it. She's part of production, so she won't sit here and tell me one thing so that I can have an advantage and come at you.
Okay,
guys.
well
She's
then
not like
everybody
that.
here can
She plays
see
the
your
game.
word
She
and what
plays
your
the game.
word means in this
She
game.
knows
If
how
you're
to
gonna
be
lie
a good
about words,
production.
you
She
create all
doesn't do
these
shit
words,
like
that's how
that.
you're
She
playing the
doesn't do
game.
shady
It's
like
on,
shit.
game on.
Here's the thing. Here's my thing. Y'all was in
Yeah.
first of all, the whole fandom knows that y'all was friends before. Y'all was in a whole fucking insomnia chat. Alex, you was there for like 2 days, whatever. So that's where I got that from. And the fact that Ryan and Crystal are friends, Liz is also friends here. She's saying that she wasn't friends with you, but she tagged you in a Merry Christmas post saying that she talks to you every single day.
Didn't
So
she
clearly
tag
y'all
you in
friends,
that
right?
too?
And then on top of that,
Didn't she
I have
tag you
Corey
in that
with
too?
y'all consistently. So obviously, it's not, when I say it's a friend group, it's not like, oh, they have an iMessage together. It's a friend group inside the game that they have a communication where they won't vote each other. Because
I
ask them
mean, the
tonight,
only
are they
reason I
voting each
talked
other?
to them in this
Are
game
y'all
is
asking?
because
Are y'all
you
voting
lied
each other
to me
Peer
tonight?
night
group
one.
though.
Are
Is
y'all
it
voting
You
each
lied
other
to me
tonight?
about tribal.
Guys,
Can I say
guys,
something?
Are y'all voting
really
each other
quickly,
tonight?
really
Can I
quickly,
say
Are y'all
guys.
voting each other tonight? Exactly.
I'm gonna let Ellie say something really quick, and then after that, I'm gonna try to take the tribal council and have some order again because we
I
seem
just
to
have
be all over the place.
my problem is that they're using outside people are influencing the game. No, I created that. I said y'all was in a friend group. Nor
Yeah.
didn't say shit. Chloe didn't say shit. Erin knows better because she's part of production. She's been in production for 3 fucking games. She's not like that. So don't sit here and say that Nor, Chloe, and Erin, 3 of my good friends, influenced the game. I came up with that shit, and I could own up to that shit. And nobody's gonna
Time
tell
you
me
own up to
nothing.
something in this
Straight
game.
up.
Can
Straight
I
up.
finish? Can I just say what I want
Yeah,
to say,
Ellie,
please?
I'm gonna go ahead and let you say what you'd like to
So
say.
no, I just because I noticed and I'm not taking a shot at anyone. Javen, when you're talking, like you said that basically a friend group is people who are well connected in the game and who are aligned together. But
We're
with
not gonna
that
come for each
logic,
other.
wouldn't everyone in the game have a friend group in some way? Everyone has someone in the game that they would not vote and that they don't want to leave. So
That's
with
a
that
bond, not a
logic, I
group.
think we're all part of a friend group in a sense. I
That's a
just wanna
bond, not
say
a
that.
group. That's a bond, not a group.
So how is it different with your little like Z Fame Z click that y'all had? How is that any different?
What Z Fame Z click? I don't even fuck with the people from my Z Fame Z click. So what are you talking about? I don't even fuck with people from my Z Fame.
You've been
The
friends
only people I
with
talk to,
Dominic, you've been friends with Lucas, you've been friends with Kayla.
they
y'all
weren't even on my
have-
season. They weren't on my
That
season.
doesn't
So that's not a
matter.
Z Fame Z click.
I said your Z Fame Z click. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it.
So specify it because Z Fame Z, they weren't even on my season.
That's
One of them
fine.
won. The other one was closer with other people. That's
I
not
mean,
a
you
Z Fame
have
Z
an
click.
unbreakable bond with Dominic. You have an unbreakable bond with Dustin. You have
Absolutely
you
not.
had an unbreakable
Absolutely
bond
not.
with Kayla. Who else do you have unbreakable bonds
And
with?
you had one with Ellie, you had one with Ryan, you had
Yes,
one with
me and
Krista, you had
Ellie,
one with
we
Liz.
fuck with each
So
other so
clearly we're
hard.
on
Me
the
and
same
Ellie
line,
best
Papa.
friends, me and Krista
We're on the
best
same
friends.
line, Papa. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, guys,
here's the
really
thing, here's the
quickly.
thing. In the beginning of the game, I didn't hide my friendships. If I'm friends with Dustin, absolutely. I'm friends with Dominic, absolutely. I'm friends with
That's
Lucas,
right.
absolutely.
So where
I'm
does
friends with
everybody else
Bear,
stand in your
absolutely.
group?
But here's the thing: you bitches go on the confessionals playing victim, saying I'm not a friend group. I'm not friends with certain people, but
It
you
wasn't a
bitches are
friend group.
kicking in
Because we
and a
were
fool
not
for
friends
4 hours
before the
straight. That's
game.
the difference
We weren't
between me and
friends before
y'all.
the game, Javen. We
You
started working
created
together
that.
because you
I
put
did.
us
I didn't
together.
have. Ask the
put us
people in the room. Read the room. I didn't speak to Lucas until like 2 days before the game. I barely speak to Dominic like that. I barely speak to Kayla. I
And
came at
I
Kayla
barely
twice
spoke
in the
to
game.
Alex like that. I barely spoke to Ellie like that.
But
Like,
y'all have been before. Y'all been in a
What do you
group
mean
chat
y'all
I
before.
have,
Y'all
but I've
spoken
also
before.
spoken to you a lot before the game too,
That's
Javen.
what I'm
Barely,
saying.
You and I
Ryan,
are a
barely.
friend group?
Ryan barely.
Don't you think
We
that we
barely
would be a
spoke.
friend group then, since we like spoke before the
But
game?
we barely spoke. That's the difference.
But how do you
That's
know
the
how
difference.
we spoke to each other? You know what I mean? You're just
Nothing.
making all this shit up. and
Because
you're
y'all was in a
accountable
group
for it.
chat together that was known
He got
on
removed
fandom.
2 days
You and the mods
after. He
created
got
it.
removed after 2 days. Like, and it was a huge ass group
Here's
chat with
the-
30 people in it. Like,
Exactly, and for
I
some
literally
reason,
searched 3
Liz,
months out
Julia,
after
you,
that, and I wasn't
Ryan,
friends with
and
Julia. I
you,
didn't like
Krista, and
Julia
Alex
coming
was
into
in
this.
it.
I'm
Liz
in a
was
friend
never
group.
an insomnia.
The big
Liz
ass,
was never
the
an
big ass fandom
insomnia.
group chat, the big ass
Liz
fandom
was
group
never
chat.
an insomnia.
If you look at the insomnia shit, whatever, Dominic wasn't there, Dustin wasn't there, Javen wasn't there,
Liz
Lucas
wasn't there.
Zaire
Liz
wasn't there,
Don't
Sean.
include Liz.
Okay, Liz wasn't there, but
There we go.
Julia was there, right?
Julia was there.
It
You was there, right?
Yeah.
Who?
You was there, right?
Yes.
Crystal was there, right?
After a little bit, yeah.
Alex was there, right?
I was there for a
For
day.
2 days. I
Exactly.
didn't
So
talk
my
to-
exactly. So
I
points were
didn't
made.
talk to Alex,
Oh,
and
me and you were
I
in
got
Kingdom, so
added.
we're automatically
I
best
got
friends.
added
Like,
by
Points were made.
Evelyn, and I barely
Points were
spoke to
made.
Julia.
My
And
problem
Maybe
is
we're bestie
my
boots now,
my
right?
problem
Because we're in the
is,
same
like,
group
I
chat.
just felt like
We're
a
in the
lot
same
of
group
people
chat, so we're best friends
they
automatically.
hit, like, people were hiding their fucking friendship. Like, I didn't give a fuck if I was friends with it. Who was gonna do something? Nobody was gonna do anything. I don't hide my friendships with people.
I
That's
didn't
the
hide my
difference between
friendships either. I let my friendships be known. I
That's
said
why
I
I
am friends
say
with Liz, and I
Ryan,
said I am
Krista,
friends with Krista.
and they're friends. That's
I
why
said
say
I am
Ryan
friends
and
with
Krista are
Liz, and
friends.
I'm friends with Krista. That's
Okay,
exactly.
guys. I don't think that we're gonna get anywhere if you guys continue to talk about certain things that don't really pertain to the vote and why you're here at Tribal Council tonight. You guys can run around in circles, continue to talk about stuff like this. This is stuff that
And
you
I
guys.
hope this is the last time. I hope this is the last time we bring up Nora, Chloe, and Aaron's name because they have nothing to do with the game.
And
So
if
y'all
we're
got a
How about we
problem,
let
y'all
Drew
address that
talk
shit
about
with.
it.
So you address that shit with me, not with Nora, Chloe, or Aaron.
I can
That's
do
my
whatever I
problem.
want, Javen.
There are certain things that you guys are free to talk about on the Discord. Let's go ahead and continue Tribal
Right.
Council. I do want to say really quickly, just kind of like a briefing, I guess, with production being brought up. I'm not saying production's accused of anything, but I do just want to say that
They were accused. Everyone was accused.
everyone
Production.
that is on production, I
Thank
trust
you.
very much, and you guys have nothing to worry about when it comes to
No,
production.
Drew, we already talked about this. We agree that.
I just
we
wanna-
said
yeah.
Aaron was there before.
And I know I had this
And I want that
conversation.
to be clear.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify to the group as well. And I know that we had this conversation and you agree with that. That being said, guys, I do want to have some type of order to this tribal council because you guys are here to vote someone out and you guys can sit and continue to talk about different dynamics of the game that don't pertain to the vote, but we are here to kind of have a group discussion about who you guys are sending out. So that being said, I'm going to ask some questions, going to try to maintain some order. With that being said, let's go ahead and ask another question. Krista, so I feel like tonight it's almost as if I wasn't even needed here. People decided to say whatever they wanted to say. Other people would unmute and speak and had opinions and topics that they wanted to cover. A lot of opinions, a lot of tension. How has this group gotten to such a tense place?
This group such a tense place just because of the past couple votes. I mean, I feel like both sides did it to each other. We put ourselves in the positions we're in. My side, per se, we voted out all of Javen's allies. That sent Javen to the land of legends. Javen getting all those advantages, that was totally my fault. Javen's people going home, that was totally my fault. So if I can get screwed over by it, like, so be it. Like, I did that to him, you know? So I feel like there's a lot of tension in the fact that, like, nobody really wants to mesh, or the people that want to mesh, people are getting worried about. Like, since everybody's saying there's one side here, like Ryan and Krista's side, Javen's side, whatever. There are people in the middle. Realistically, there's so many people in the middle, and they're going to come out on top at the end of the day because we're the only people being targeted. However, the tension is coming with, you know, when you see somebody that you consider on your side, but you're not totally sure of, talking to the other side, you get all paranoid. Then you don't want to include them in the vote. Or if you see somebody from their side talking to you, you get paranoid, so you don't want to include them, not knowing their true intentions. They may actually want to work with you, but you'll never actually know that because nobody wants to take a chance and work with people outside of their little clique. So I feel like that is causing a lot of tension. And also, I want to make something clear. I was trying to butt in, but like I didn't want to butt in because there was a big fight. And I don't want to cause a fight again. I just wanted to say something when Javen was like, my people are doing this. My people want to branch out. You guys weren't a 5-person all night. We absolutely were. That's not saying that we have the idol where we idol hunting. Absolutely. We were on the bottom. We need that idol. Like, I need that advantage. However, that doesn't mean that we have the idol. That doesn't mean we're super close. It just means that we all had one common goal, one common interest, and so we decided to work together. But doesn't that also mean that you're not totally confident in the numbers you have? That's kind of what it sounds like to me. I just feel like you're not confident in your allies and you're not confident in where people are on your side are voting tonight. And that's why you said that. And I just want to clarify that, like, if I were in the middle and I were trying to pick a side, that's not the side that I want to be on. I want to be a side that's confident that they have me. That's it.
Okay. Ellie, there seems to, once again, as I said, be a lot of tension. There's the bigger tension where you see people yelling and screaming at each other on the call. And then there's the smaller things. Like, for example, there was whispering happening. And then Lucas said, Ellie's whispering to everyone. And then you threw up a peace sign back at Lucas. So me kind of just addressing all of this tension and these different interactions with each other. Are these sides that you guys claim to have, are they so built up that you think that people in the game later on aren't going to be able to go back and forth and mesh? or is it something that eventually down the line things could change?
I mean, you never know what could happen in the game. You never know what happens in Survivor. I mean, it is Survivor, so I'll definitely not count that out. I'm definitely not going to say that it's never going to happen, that we cannot ever mesh, because I definitely do think that that's possible. Right now, as it seems like it's very split down the middle, right? I mean, it's no secret here. Everyone knows this, but I definitely do think that in the next couple tribal councils, things can start happening for sure, because I think people are going to start realizing things and people are going to start coming to their senses.
Okay. Dustin, there seems to be side A, side B, but then some people are mentioning there's other players that are kind of going back and forth, maybe a bit more in the middle. Are these players that are in the middle known to the group, or are they secret?
Oh, if you're playing the middle, like, it's fucking obvious. Like, yeah, no, I don't think it's a secret at all. You can tell who's playing the middle. This vote will tell who's playing the middle. So I just guess, like, we'll have to see, like, where people vote on this vote.
All right. Sean, you do have the immunity necklace tonight. You are safe and can't be voted out. With the amount of tension that's going on in this tribal council, how does that feel? And does that allow you to feel like you can play the game a little bit harder?
I don't know. I feel like I've been playing the game exactly how I want to play it this entire time. Obviously, there's been some circumstances that have changed what I want to happen in the game, or different votes that went not the way I wanted them to go. But it's definitely nice being safe. I didn't expect to win the individual immunity at all. But honestly, everything's really crazy right now, as like, obviously by this tribal. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a surprise to everyone.
Okay. Zaire, Sean mentions that he thinks it's going to be a surprise to everyone. And obviously you have side A and side B. Are side A and side B sharing information? Is it known who's receiving votes tonight? How's that working?
I have no idea what's going on, to be honest. I think people are scared to say a name right now with merge. So I don't know if people know what they're doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. Just being transparent. So I don't think they know who's doing who.
All right. Javen, you're someone that has been said to, your name's been said a lot tonight, at least during tribal council. Does that put fear into you? Are you afraid that tonight maybe your name could be the one thrown out?
Absolutely not. Like, it's the same old shit every day. I know my time is coming up very soon. I'm just expecting when. I don't know. I'm just a little bit. It's just so funny. Like, everything's so funny to me. And I just want to say, you just move on.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Dominic, tensions seem to be really high, but considering that there are quote unquote two sides, shouldn't it be definite of which side is going to get their way tonight? Why does everyone seem so antsy and unsure?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Because this game is full of surprises. There's Land of Legends. People have got advantages. People have got this and this. There was a merge idol. There's so many things that make this vote not what it's supposed to be. So that's why everyone is so antsy. This isn't Big Brother where two nominees sit on the block and nothing's going to change that.
All right.
There's so many things that can change what's going to happen. So.
Okay. Corey, he mentions Land of Legends, idols. Are advantages and idols being factored in tonight? Is that something that's being heavily thought about with this vote?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, aside from like Javen going 4 times, there's and other people that have gone as well. There could still be a Glacius idol. There could be a re-hidden Flamma idol. As we know, there was a merge idol hidden last night. So there could be a lot of advantages played tonight. Only time will tell what they are and if they are played, but that's definitely being factored in.
Alex, Corey and Dominic mentioned the fear of advantages and how those could come into play. How scary is it to trust a group of people, put all of your eggs into their basket, and then have the fear that potentially they could run and tell the other side who you're voting?
It definitely is a big fear, but you just have to trust people in this game, because if that's the case, then there's no shot at me making it far in this game. If the people that have my back and trust me don't do that to me, then I'm screwed and I'm not going to make it to the end or make it anywhere even close. So this is a game of trust. It's a big game about social connections, and you have to use that to your advantage and just make the social connections and work with the people you trust.
All right. Lucas, is the fact that there are quote unquote two sides, but people can still have individual connections, maybe potentially people that are on different sides have a game relationship, is that something that's causing conflict when deciding who to vote tonight?
Yeah, that's a huge factor. I mean, I don't know where else to go with that question. I just think people want to have their cake and eat it too. You know, that's just how this game works. It's how Survivor operates. So that's definitely going to play a role in the vote for sure.
Krista, are there people tonight that are potentially going to lose an ally because they're forced to work with the side, and then they lose somebody that would have kept them in the game?
I think that kind of goes along with Lucas's question. I definitely think that that's a possibility. I feel like when people have low key connections that their side doesn't really know about, and then their side wants to vote that person, they low key try to get it off them. They're like, no, don't vote that person. But at the end of the day, you want to not vote alone, because that's not going to do anybody any good. It's not benefiting anybody. So you have to vote with a group. If that's the only name you heard, you got to do them. And at the end of the day, if they go home, once your allies get picked off, or once the other side gets picked off and your allies go at each other, you're going to be sitting there looking like an idiot, because you're like, I really needed that person just for me. They may not have benefited my allies, but I need them. And I feel like that's a factor a bunch of people are taking into this vote. And it's really scary, because you don't know if people are actually going to act on that. And then I don't know if people are going to act on that and I'm going to get screwed over or what, but it's definitely something that's taken into consideration, and I'm horrified.
All right. Ryan, what would it mean to get voted out tonight? How would it feel, and what would it mean to you to be the one that goes home?
I mean, I think that it's no secret that I literally love this franchise so much. Ideally, no shade to her, but ideally I would not have been cast with Krista. She was more of a hindrance than a help, and I think that she feels the same way about me. So I mean, it is going to suck, kind of I feel like I put all of my cards out there, and if I get voted out, although it's going to be disheartening because I've worked so hard to get myself to this point while having my name thrown out so many times, it's still going to be okay, because of the fact that I know how hard I worked to get myself here. And I also think that people have to think about, though, once I'm gone, once Krista's gone, even once other people's names that are always circulating, who's going to be next? Is this the smart move, or is it a move just because, this is the person that's name is circulating, which is mine? Is that someone that you really want to take out, or is it someone that could be beneficial to you as a shield in the future? And I think that people have to start thinking like that. It's not the pre-jury portion of the game anymore. At this point, it's the merge. We all have to think about how we're going to get ourselves here. Do we think that our own target on our backs are small enough for us to take out a big player like myself and still get myself to the final three? Or can I not vote somebody out that's a big target, kind of pull him along for a little bit, and then cut him and get myself to the final three that way? In your head, vote with how you think that you're going to make it to the final three, because at the end of the day, this is not a group game. And that's why I kind of said in the beginning, and I think that maybe now that I'm looking back at it, it was interpreted a little bit incorrectly. And I think that it's just the way that I worded it is just, I think that people have to start thinking about how to get themselves to the final three, and kind of stop with the mob mentality, which I actually can admit that I was a part of. But yeah, that's what I think. And I hope that people think about what I said going into that vote. So I love you all. And no matter what, I respect you all as players at the end of the day. And although Javen, we got heated a second ago, I love and respect you so much. And same with you, Lucas. We kind of got heated for like literally like 3 seconds, but I love you too. And after this game, we gonna spill some tea. I'll tell you that.
All right, Dustin, I want to go to you because I'm looking at my computer right now and I see in the chat box, it says 99 plus. So there's been a lot of whispering going around here at Tribal Council. How scary is that when you see names pop up on the screen and you're like, those people aren't supposed to be on the same side. Those people aren't supposed to be whispering.
Well, no, I think everyone should talk to each other. Like I feel like everyone should be nervous. Like I genuinely don't know where it's gonna be tonight, so I feel like some people could switch up, some people are telling the truth. Yeah, I genuinely don't know, so I feel like definitely whispering is important right now, and that's why everybody's doing it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I vote George.
Javen, I actually want to go back to you and I want to talk about something that I know earlier got the group a bit heated, but I want to break down the terminology here because there have been accusations of a friend group and then it was brought to you. People said, well, you're in a friend group. Look at you. And you said, no, I forgot the word you used, but you said it's something else. Can you kind of explain to me the difference between what they have going on and then what you have going on so it can be clear to everyone what's happening through your perspective?
So coming into the game, I know that obviously Ryan and Krista are really good friends. Which isn't a problem because I told them individually I know how it feels to be targeted for being a duo, whatever, that wasn't my problem. I know Liz was also really close with them. I know Julia is obviously really close with them. And then I noticed when it came to Alex, he started joining with them a little bit more. He voted with Julia and he voted with Krista, whatever. And in the beginning, I told you I was voting Julia. And then Corey obviously has gotten into a really good relationship with Alex. So I took that as it's a friend group between the game. I get it. They don't have like an iMessage group chat, outside the game, but they've been in a group other than Corey, other than Liz. They've been in a group chat before. It's not a thing anymore, but they've been in similar games before. A few of them like Liz and Krista and Ryan, whatever, and Julia. So I took that as okay, that's a group. There is people here that I know, but I don't really speak to like that at all in general. And you can ask my room, the people on my side, I barely speak to any of them. When it came to Fame Z, Lucas and Dominic wasn't even on my season. I think that's stupid to align with people because they were in the same franchise as you. And then Kayla, I wasn't even that close with her because I got her out in both games I was in. So that's why I took it as like, that's a friend group that's happening inside the game. And I took it and I ran with it. There was no one from the outside that, was like, yeah, that's a friend group that come for them. I took it upon myself to realize this is a friend group. And to be honest, like I use that friend group as an excuse, but individually, those players are good at the game and they know that. And I give credit when it's due. They're good at the game. So that's why I've always made it known that I'm coming for Ryan and Krista, and obviously people that are going to vote with them because obviously they have this understanding where they won't vote separately. They're always voting together.
Ryan has a finger up. I'm assuming he'd like to say something.
I just didn't want to interrupt Javen at all. I respect what you said, Javen, 110%, and I'm not going to talk about.
And that's being completely honest.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about anything. I just wanted to say like that. I think that everybody knows, yes, I am friends with Liz, but even people on your quote unquote side as of now, like for example, Lucas knows that I was willing to vote Liz out. I actually was more than willing to vote her out. And along with that, I'm not as close with Julia as maybe you may have perceived. Now that she's out of the game, I could at least say that. I applied for her game 3 times, never got cast. Sorry, but yeah, I'm not as close with Julia. And honestly, I feel like now that you explained it, I feel like we should have had this discussion before, because when you were saying friend group, like it kind of did make me feel as if your outside perception was, oh, like all these people have like this big group chat. you know, and I was confused because I was like, Ellie and I played one game together before, and like I barely, like, we were on opposite sides the whole time until like 1 week where she got evicted. And then like Alex and I, like, we knew each other in 2017 and we like just saw each other in this game, and like that's when, but then when you kind of like explained that that's just how you saw it based off of who gravitated towards who in the Discord, I kind of feel like I have a better understanding now. So I just
I
wanted to
can
like,
be
really
mature enough to
appreciate that.
say that like
Yeah.
I worded it wrong, because obviously when it comes to friend group, people will be like, oh my god, they have an iMessage group chat. And I've later on, after I said that, I've kind of explained it to the people, quote unquote, on my side, where I was like, okay, they don't have an iMessage group chat, but I feel like they have some type of bond where they're like, I won't vote you. And I think, and I'm a strong believer that maybe that's still gonna be a thing moving forward in this game. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And
once you're done, can I go? Are you good?
yeah, you could go.
Okay. And I want to say also too, I respect it a lot more that you're owning up to it. That was something you created more now, because it just pissed me off as a player, because I came here, I was willing to play this game with you, and we all know I said to you, and I'm making it clear to everybody, that I was willing to vote Julia out. Julia and I didn't come in as friends. I didn't like her at the time, and I was just playing the game like you're supposed to, just connect with everybody. And I told you that I'm willing to do it. What are you doing? And you said, no, I'm voting out Dustin, which didn't know you guys were friends, so obviously I didn't know that was a lie. But to me, this whole rumor and shit screwed over my game and made me where I can't play the game because everybody looked at me a certain way. So that's why I was heated earlier with what I was saying, because it put me as a disadvantage on a game level, but on a like personal level too, where I can't enjoy this experience. I can't have fun with these people and can't talk to people because people are scared that whenever they talk to me, they'll be associated with this friend group, just like when I talk to other people that I'm associated with a friend group. You know what I mean?
But you also said you wouldn't vote me out, then you did. So
well, yeah, because you ran up on me and said, are you voting me out? Or are you voting me
I
out?
do want to say though,
What do
like
you
I
mean?
feel like from what I remember, Alex, I feel like
Mhm.
from what I remember, our last conversation throughout that Julia week was like, you had asked me, are you voting towards Julia? Doesn't I said, I believe I'm leaning towards Julia. From what I remember, I remember
Yeah.
saying that, and I remember that being our last conversation. So I didn't really take that as me betraying you.
I pulled you into, I remember clearly, I pulled you into a room and I said, who do you want to do tonight? I'm down to do it, whatever. I just want to be in majority. You knew I didn't have the idol. You knew Krista didn't have the idol. You knew Julia didn't have the idol. But yet, like, you lied to me in that moment, and that's why I was heated. That's why I've been heated this whole game about it, because I said specifically, I don't care who I vote. You knew who had the idol at the time, so there was no sense in lying, but you lied. And that's like why at a game level, I can't work with you, and I'm making it clear now. Like, and I think you don't want to work with me either, just putting that out there, but like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I made it clear, like I'm coming for them straight up, like, and I think they know that they're coming for me too. Like they can't sit here and play victim. Like I know y'all was in a room, y'all been in rooms where y'all was like, you know, obviously every time I've gone to the Land of Legends, like that's a problem, and so I know I'm a threat to you guys too. Feel me? Like I just have kept the game, and I hope people have kept the game as well. The reason why I'm a little bit annoyed is because I feel like people are making it seem like outsiders have influenced the game, and outsiders told me, and that's not the case at all. I've come up with that now full on.
Yeah, that's what we were being told from people outside the game as well that were a part of this rumor, and then we were being told from people inside the game the same exact thing.
Yeah, so I just want to make it clear that nobody on the outside game, and this is not defending my friends, nobody from the outside game has told me anything. I took upon myself to come for Ya, and I took upon myself to make Ya a friend group, nobody outside the game.
Okay. And I respect that a lot more. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I think this has been a very interesting tribal council. And with that being said, unless anybody has anything else they would like to say, we can get to the votes.
Drew, I do have something I would like to say, actually.
Okay, Krista.
I just feel very on edge right now. I feel like I have the potential to get lots of votes. I know this person is against me, so I just want to try to protect myself. So with that, you know, I just respect you so much, but obviously this has to happen. I'm going to be stealing Javen's vote tonight.
All right, Krista does have a vote steal advantage. She has stolen Javen's vote, meaning Krista will take that vote and she will cast it herself, meaning Javen, you will not vote tonight. All right, that being said, 5 minutes starting now. Get your votes in. Get them by 53.
I love you all. so much. I just want to let you guys
Yeah, I
know
love
that.
you on a personal level.
Yeah, I love you
I
all
get
on a
voted
personal
out.
Yeah,
level.
heated.
I get voted out literally no matter who it is in the jury house. Like we're gonna be on 2-person calls spilling so much tea. Just let
Yeah.
it be known.
I told you it's all game. It's really all game. Yeah, not this.
Also, very quickly, I'd like to shout out Christian for doing whispers tonight. I don't know if anyone helped, but I see Christian in the chat. Whoever did whispers, if it's Christian or anybody else, shout out you because there was a lot and you did a great job.
Yeah, good
We
job.
love
Because
you,
there's like
Christian.
over like 100.
Yeah,
Please.
you did a good ass job, Christian.
Yeah, I can only imagine the DMs during the day. Oh, that's awful.
What's the time we have to vote till?
53.
Thank you.
I have to pee.
All right, guys, I do have the votes. And with that being said, at this time, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right.
Wait,
Drew.
I think I heard multiple things, but I know I heard Javen. Javen?
Oh my god. Someone I love is going home, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the legacy advantage on myself. Regardless if I'm not getting votes, it's whatever.
All right, this is a legacy advantage. Any votes casted on Javen will not count. Anybody else?
I don't actually have anything. I was just trying to scare you guys.
Please, Ryan, you scared me.
All right, that being said, let's get to the votes. First vote, Ryan with a broken heart. Second vote, Ryan. Third vote, Zaire says, I'm so sorry. Fourth vote, Zaire says sorry. That's 2-2. Fifth vote, Ryan. Sixth vote, Ryan. Seventh vote, Zaire. Eighth vote, Zaire. That's 4-4. Ninth vote, Ellie. 10th vote, Zaire. 11th vote, and the 8-person voted out of reality noted new age, Zaire. Zaire, that is enough tonight. Please bring me your torch. That being said, I'm going to have the rest of you guys go back to the Discord. Zaire, I'll do your exit interview.
I love you, Zaire. I'm so sorry.
I love you so much,
I'm
Sarah.
so sorry, Zaire.
So
Oh my
sorry, Zaire. Bye-bye.
Right. Okay. This is fucking ridiculous. Fucking idiots.